know how to inspect a document and remove personal data. To get to the Backstage view, File, Inspect the presentation, Inspect the document, and Yes. Always click Inspect, and here is where you have to look at the directions. If it says to remove all personal information, click Remove All once, and then close the document. To add to the file properties, File, we have some properties here where we can add a title, a category, and we can also do Show All Properties. This will give us more options to where we can add tags. We could add a title, a content, a subject, or a company. There are multiple ways that we can print. To print, we're going to need to look at what we want to print, how many copies, what order we want the pages to come out of the printer, and even what section. File, Print. At the top, we can select the number of copies. In the first section, we can select all the slides. We could do certain slides, like slides 2 through 8. Or we could even print a section. So if it's printing a section, that's going to be in this part here. So note if you need to print slides or if you need to print a section. Next, you will need to look on the layout. Do you want to print slides, a note page, or a handout? If you're printing handouts, there are lots of different options for you. You may also be asked to scale it, print in high quality as well. So in the print layout, you could print a full slide, a notes page, or handouts. When printing, you can choose if you want to print on both sides of the page. You can also look at collating. Collating is the order in which the slides will come out of the printer. 1, 2, 3 means it will print pages 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you're printing 10 copies, you may want to choose uncollated. So all 10 copies of page 1 print first, then 10 copies of page 2 print next, then 10 copies of page 3. We can also edit the header footer here as well. There may be some quirky save options. If so, we go to File, at the very bottom, Options. Under Save, we can change how often the program is saving in the background. And if we use a lot of different fonts, we may want to embed the fonts in our file. To add a section, you can right-click and click Add Section. Then click Rename. You can click the triangle beside there if needed to close the sections. And the number beside there tells you how many slides are in that section. To add a new slide, one way is we can insert from an outline. Pay attention to where you are. If they want you to insert a slide after the second one, we can click New Slide, and we can choose Slides from Outline. It will tell you where to look for the outline. In this case, it's on the desktop, and I'm going to choose the one that says Contacts. And then here is the information, and it already appears. We can also add a new slide and reuse it from a PowerPoint, and we can also choose which slides we insert. So in here we want to add a new slide after slide 8. We're going to click after slide 8, new slide, and we want to reuse the slide. You're going to have to browse and open the PowerPoint on the right. And in this case, we only want to use slide 3. We also have a choice at the bottom if we want to keep the formatting or not. That is keeping the formatting, so then it maintains the same part. If I insert it without the same formatting, then it would insert regularly. So here's a better example when I don't include the formatting. So as you can see here, you can see the background that it has. Okay, and then it will have the different formatting. To hide a slide, right click and choose Hide Slide. And it has a line through it now. To hyperlink the word art to the site seaturtles.org, make sure you do not include the quotation marks. We can highlight it and we can do Insert Link. We're going to choose a website down here. Okay, and again, do not put the quotation marks in there. If you need to add slide numbers, remember those are a footer. That's going to be the insert ribbon. And we can choose header footer. And again, we can include a slide number, a footer. We can also include the date and time, and we may or may not need to adjust if it's going to be updated automatically. And you may also need to mark if it will or will not show on the title slide. And then finally, does that apply to one slide or does that apply to multiple? If by chance you wanted to have that apply on only one couple slides, any of the slides here that you highlight, if not, you could insert a slide number and just do apply, not apply to all, and then it would apply to those that you had highlighted and not to every slide. New to Office 2019 is the 3D. So we could go to Insert a 3D Model, and I just inserted my sea turtle. I can click in the middle part here and rotate him all around, just like that. Okay, and I can also do a special animation. So to do that, I'm going to click Animate, and then I can choose one of my animations. For this, we want to jump and turn from the left, but not on a mouse click. So to animate, I click the Object, Animation. I'm going to choose Jump and Turn, but the effect options I want to do from the left, and then instead of mouse click, I want it to start previously. I could also change the time and let it move slower with and take 3 seconds, and then I can preview. To animate a motion path, so my turtle will swim behind the shells, Animation, Motion Path, okay, and the red part is where my turtle will end, so I'm going to adjust that a little bit. Okay, I can click a preview. Okay, and now my turtle will swim behind the shells. A couple more items to review on the insert ribbon. we can insert a video with Insert Video. The video format, we can choose the frame. We can choose a video style and the height and width. Under playback, we can decide if we want to fade it in or out. We can look at the volume, if we want to play it full screen or not, and if we want to loop it as well. So again, with the video, under the format, we can decide how we want the shape to be. Then under playback, we can fade in or fade out. We can adjust the volume. Trimming the video would shorten it. Okay, so there's a lot of seconds at the end. So if I wanted to, I could shorten it so the clip is only 4 seconds long. Okay, and then you can also see it fading out. Okay, so I can fade out. On the volume, I can mute it, have it high-low, and again, I can choose how I want it to start, if it's going to play full screen, and if we need captions. Also, under format, I can add alt text. Okay, and then that would only be if the video did not play. They would be able to see what that is. For images, we may need to reorder the stacking. So if I want the first dolphin to appear, I'm going to click on my first dolphin. And I'm going to click under Picture Tools. I'm going to click Bring Forward. Or Bring to Front. Okay. And then for the third picture, I could either send it to the back or bring it to the front, whichever the directions tell us to do. If I want to align the turtles to the right edge, I'm going to click each one and hold down the Shift key so I can select all of these. And then I'm going to click Align, and then I'm going to do Align Right. And again, on your exam, it will tell you if they want you to align it to the right, to the center, and also if they want you to align it to the slide or not. If I want to make the height 4 inches and the width 6, it's not working. And that's because the aspect ratio is locked. So I can right-click, Size and Position, and I can unlock the aspect ratio. Then that will allow me to change the height and the width independently of each other. So you would have to unlock the aspect ratio to change the height and the width independently. If I need to draw on the picture, I can go to the Insert ribbon and click Draw. I can select a pen, a color of the pen, the ruler as well, and then I can actually draw on the slide. I can also go in and highlight a word as well, and that is under the Draw ribbon. If I want to change the theme, that will be under Design, and then I can choose one of the themes. Sometimes we have variants, so they may want you to change to the Ion theme, but then select the blue variant. We can also reset the slide size by going to Design, Slide Size, and in this case we want to switch it to letter size. And then on the directions it would tell you to either maximize or ensure the fit. With our text box, we may want to make our text box into 2 columns. We can click on our text box once, and under paragraph we can choose 2 columns. We could also align that to the middle, to the top, or to the bottom.